Hello and welcome back to Hal Tech TV. Today we will be looking at the new camera that we're going to be using for our video footage, as well as the majority of our photography stuffs. So today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Sony DSLT a57. Now, for those people who are wondering why we didn't choose the a58 over the a57, or why we preferred the 57 over the 58, basically, although the 58 has just come out, and it's essentially meant to replace the 57, it was also meant to replace the 37 as well. So a lot of the features on the a58 are on the same level as the 37, and the a57 in terms of quality is a lot better than the 37. So for example, this has a much better screen. It's got a lot of stuff that even the a58 doesn't have, and while it does only have a version 1 SAM lens compared to the version 2 of the a58, we will not just be using the stock lens, so that wasn't as much of an important feature. So let's go in and take a look at the Sony DSLT a57. Okay, so here we've got the top of the Sony a57 box. Now, for those of you who've been watching for a while, and for those of you who are interested, we have been using the Nikon D90 with its kit lens for a while now for our video as well as our photography. This is what we're going to be using to replace that, and that's simply because of the autofocus features of this particular camera. Now, it uses phase detection autofocus, and the way this works isn't the best autofocus in video for a lot of people, but for us, for our specific scenario, it was the perfect solution, so we've gone with this particular camera. So we've got some awards here. We've got the main feature of this camera, which is its translucent mirror technology. Basically, the mirror doesn't move, it's somewhat translucent, so that it allows 70% of the light through and 30% up into the electronic viewfinder, which this has, which is a limitation of the translucent mirror technology. It has to be an electronic viewfinder. Simply because only 30% of the light gets bounced upwards. So some more features here is it's got an 1855 kit lens, which is a 3.5 to 5.6 aperture rating. So it is a variable aperture, that's obvious with it being a kit lens. And the 3.5 to 5.6 almost seems to be almost a norm for kit lenses, at least from my experience. At this level anyway. So moving around to the back, we find some more features. Obviously there's some products here by Sony that they want you to buy, such as the monitor and a flash. This monitor is actually quite expensive, but then again, monitors of this type are very expensive. So a couple of features here is it's got 3 cross 15-point AF system, rated at 12 frames per second, but that's not full images, that's cropped images. True Finder, that's basically the electronic viewfinder I talked about before. It's got a ISO sensitivity rating of 100 to 16,000, I believe it is. Yeah, 16,000. Though I would never really want to go up to 16,000 with this camera. Like I said, it's got a quick AF system for full HD video. And the AF system on this camera is definitely quick. That's one of the reasons we chose it. It also features a 3-inch not touchscreen, sorry, I'm getting confused. This does not have a touchscreen. Basically, it's not a 650D, it doesn't have a touchscreen. It also has auto portrait framing, which is something that Sony have actually been developing, and they improved on the a58. And it's like, it crops the images, makes it look nicer, as a portrait of a person, but we definitely won't be using that particular feature, and it wasn't meant to be that effective actually. So yeah, let's shut up and get into the box and see what comes inside. That is terrible. I take that back. Okay, so we're going to open it now. This is the moment of truth. Now, I'm sorry that we don't have autofocus in this video of the unboxing of the camera, which in our opinion has the best autofocus, but we will do what we can with what we have. So I am cutting the seal, and this means that this is the first time I'm unboxing it, which really means that if I make a mistake, you won't be seeing this, and I can't even get it out, and you'll be seeing a video where it's already cut. So I'll just spin it around. It's got some more recommended accessories. Sony are really pushing their accessories, especially seeing as this camera has a Minolta hot shoe, which is something that was actually upgraded to a classic hot shoe on the a58, but we preferred having the screen over a hot shoe which could be adapted. So we have an instruction thing for the battery charger, a European guarantee. This is something that we actually covered in another video about another company, where we basically said, you know, they deal with grey imports, which means you won't be getting a European guarantee. You'll be getting somewhere from another country where it won't work for you, and they went ballistic. But yes, so everything else in the box, it's got the registration thing for their website, what seems to be an extra, maybe a list of, yeah, seems to be a list of products that work with the camera. So this is an APS-C camera. We will be buying full-frame lenses. We won't stick to APS-C lenses simply because if we ever look to upgrade in the future, we want one that will actually work on full frame. So we have our thingamajiggy there that we probably won't look through. You also got the disc. Nobody ever uses discs. Discs are old and boring. So let's get in and take an even further look now. Okay, so the first thing that we can see here is the plug for the charger, as well as USB cable, I'm guessing obviously to connect it to the computer. However, I don't really know why anybody would do that rather than take the SD card out and plug that one in. You've got your battery here, which is similar, if not the same, as a lot of Sony batteries that I have, or that we have lying around. So that might actually be beneficial. So we've got that there, and it's obviously your Sony strap, which I do actually quite like the Sony ones. I do like the Nikon ones, I don't like the Canon ones. So moving on, we have the lens. We'll put that to one side for a second. We also have the body, which we will also put to one side for a second. And we'll pull this out. This is the charging thing, I believe. Yes. So we have our battery charger right here. It's fallen out. So that is what the battery charger looks like. So I will change the position of this particular camera and give you a better look at the camera body and lens itself. Okay guys, so we've got the body here, we've got the lens to one side, and we'll take it out. It's wrapped in bubble wrap and then another little bag here. I do actually think that the packaging is actually quite nice. I would have preferred to see this flipped around, as you can do, so I would have preferred to see it closed rather than open, but this is what the body looks like. I'll give you some close-up shots without audio at the end, just so you can get a better feel for what the camera looks like. Obviously people have already covered it before, so there's not too much for me to cover other than it is a gorgeous camera. So obviously we've got our A mount here. It doesn't have dual rotary thingamabobbies, which the D90 does, and it also doesn't have a top LCD. This is a consumer camera. This is not a prosumer camera like the D90. So it does have some features, but it is, again, it is kind of limited. So we have our DC in, we have a remote connection, as well as your microphone connection, which seems to be the actual, it's actually the same connection as what your plug-in power would be. So if you are trying to do video with this and you want it to be plugged in to your power, it seems like you might not be able to and use an external mic at the same time. So we've got our USB connection there, a micro USB, as well as a HDMI out, which I'm not sure if it's mini or micro. I've never actually figured that out. So yeah, that's what the camera looks like, and we'll put that to one side and we'll get the lens out. So it's not a huge lens, obviously it's only an 18-55 and it's only stock. So you can see there, obviously it's only got a plastic mount, it's not metal, which, I mean, on a lens this small I'm not too worried about. So yeah, I do actually like Sony lenses. I don't like Canon lenses, and I do like Nikon lenses. Basically, I like Canon features, but I don't like the stuff that they make. That is my problem. So I'll put the lens cap back on, and let's connect it up. Now, I've never connected a Sony, sorry, before, but yeah, so there we have it. I shall shut up now and I'll give you a good look around at this camera with some close-ups without audio, and then I'll put myself back on the camera and I'll say goodbye. So that was the unboxing of the Sony SLT a57 or Alpha 57, however you want to call it. We will be doing some more videos in the near future of upgraded equipment and stuff that we are moving on to. So, you know, hopefully the quality of the videos in future will get a lot better and it will stay a lot better. So, you know, it can only get better. Anyway, if you want to ask us any questions or if you want to contact us for any reason, use the appropriate emails down below. If you're going to do that, you might as well head over to the Haltech TV website and bookmark it while you're there, because there's a lot of content on that website that you won't find anywhere else on the Haltech TV network. If you're going to do all of that, also head over to the Facebook page and give that a like, and you can also check out my personal Facebook page and follow me there, because I do a lot of behind the scenes and kind of upcoming stuff in a more personal manner. But other than that, I'm Hal Thompson. This has been another Haltech TV video. Don't forget to subscribe, and goodbye.